Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today is a video I'm very excited to film. It's a little gloomier today in Reno, but lately it's been really nice and sunny and warm. So I was thinking, you know, when the weather's nice and it's feeling like spring might be coming, what better film, or let's rewind and start that over. Today's makeup tutorial is going to be you glow girl, you get that glow like a pro type of thing. Yeah, I'm going to keep the intro short and sweet and to the point. That's what we're doing today. If you guys are interested in knowing how to get that glow, just hit that subscribe button and yeah, let's get started. What I think is really important to like a glowy makeup is doing some sort of like face mask, some sort of like something to just get all the like, if you want to exfoliate, if you're more into that. I really like sheet mask, or I have this aloe vera mask that I like a lot. Something that's just gonna like kind of refresh your face, get all the dead skin off, and just make you look alive, awake, fresh, and also a little bit dewy. So this is also something I think is really just as important as like prepping your face. Well, this kind of goes along with prepping your face, is a dewy or luminous or radiant primer. So one that I'm going to use today that I also really like, surprisingly, is the Smashbox Photofinish foundation primer, but the Radiance one. So see how it just gives like a nice dewy look to the skin. I like that a lot. So next up, when picking your foundation, I'm not going to say you can't go for a mattifying foundation, but if you really want to like glow, you might want to do a more dewy foundation. I'm going to go in, I'm going to mix 1 pump of my Becca Backlight priming filter with I think I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild. It's not completely matte, but it's not so dewy. So I'm just going to go like this, grab my little spatula, take a little bit of the primer, and just wipe that on my face. And then just taking a beauty sponge, I'm just going to dab it out. Alright, so as you can see, like this just gave the skin a really nice like look to it. It looks very glowy, very healthy, and I really like the combination of all that. I guess if you wanted, you didn't have to put the one primer down and then mix the other primer in with your foundation, but I just think it like adds even more glow. When the sun hits me, it looks like I have like a natural glow going, and I really like that. So next up is concealer. I'm not really gonna like walk you guys through this just because like, there we go. Just because like concealer is concealer. Today I'm gonna use Tarte Shape Tape, the same places I always do. And I'm almost gonna use a little bit less concealer just because like, you know, we don't want to cover up all that work we just did. Alright, so now that we got our concealer all blended out, I'm going to just do my eyebrows off screen real quick. I got this Maybelline Total Temptation Brow Definer, and I've really been liking it so far, so that's what I'm going to use today. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go do my eyebrows, and then I'll show you guys the rest of the look. Okay, so now that my brows are all filled in and ready to go, this is honestly either my favorite part or the most important part. So I'm going to take... next up, I'm going to contour, and we're going to keep it, I like giving, like, I don't know why, but for some reason when I do a really glowy look, I feel like I really need a sharp contour because I'm not using, like, a bronzy, like, I'm not using, like, a glowy bronzer because I'm going to focus the glow more on the highlight and the blush. Anyways, so I'm going to take this Tarte Pro Glow palette, and I'm going to take this shade right here. This is the... more like liquid bronzer shade. I like using this Eco Tools sponge to just, because it has this sharp edge right here, and I literally just dab that right into the product like this. And you can make just such a sharp line. Yeah, so you can truly make it as sharp or as shallow as you want. But since I already did that, I'm going to go real quick and use the other shade in this palette. And this is the Sculpt shade right here. This is the powder bronzer. It's matte, so I think the most important thing is you don't have to use this palette. You can use any type of cream contour and powder contour you want. Just make sure all the bronzer products are matte. Okay, so now that our contour and all that, our bronzer is done, next up we're going to do, I'm going to go a little like back and forth. So since I don't have any powder or cream highlight, what I'm going to do now is I like to layer. Layering, I feel like, is almost the key to this look. I'm not even going to set anything down because I want that natural radiant, I want that natural radiance to come through. So you can take any liquid or cream highlight you want. I've really been into this Colourpop Supershock Cheek highlight, and this is the shade Wisp, and it's just like this really pretty like iridescent like gold shade, and I just like dab that right onto the high points of my cheek, and like you can already tell like that is going to be glowing enough, but we're not going to stop there.
So yes, I like taking it with my finger. I just get a little bit onto my finger and just dab it right onto the cheekbones. I put a little on my nose. Ooh, that nose highlight. I put a little onto my lip and my chin.
When I say a little, I don't mean a little, obviously. So yeah, so now that we have that all pressed down and ready to go, next thing I'm going to do is put on blush. I know you're like, back and forth, blush, bronzer, contour. I know. It'll all make sense in the end, because after we put on the powder blush, we're going to put on a powder highlight, okay? I know, stick with me here, okay? I would definitely recommend a blush with some kind of glow to it. I wouldn't do a matte blush. Like, I think today for this look, I'm going to go with the e.l.f. one. It's just so freaking pretty.
This blush from e.l.f.
See, it just gives such a good lightness. It just blends the bronzer and everything together, and it's just so pretty. Okay, so next up, now we're gonna go back in with the powder highlight, and the powder highlight you use is totally up to you. Totally depends on the look you're going for. It depends how glowy. I mean, I honestly already have super glowy skin right now, so if I wanted, I didn't have to go, but you know me, I'm definitely gonna add more highlight, because the more highlight, the better, and this is a glowy ass makeup tutorial. So I'm going to go in with this Pro Glow palette once more, and I'm just gonna take Lit, because I think that's just such a beautiful gold shade, and I'm just gonna use this e.l.f. concealer brush and just place it right on top of where we put the Wisp.
Or wherever you put your cream or liquid highlight.
So now we are really, really glowing for the gods. The skin is honestly the biggest part of this whole makeup look. So you could like curl your eyelashes, put on some mascara, and be good to go. But we're going to keep the eye makeup super minimalistic. So I'm first just going to like take any kind of powder or like cream shade and just set everything down, just so I make sure there's no creasing or anything like that. I'm not even going to put down a concealer or anything, just because like our makeup's going to be so minimal, but I just want to make sure whatever concealer or foundation we have on there is not going to crease. And that was truly just to make sure everything sat down. So once again, I'm going to go back into this Tarte palette, and I'm going to use this Sculpt shade one more time, and that's just going to be like a transition shade. It's literally going to be one of the only shades we put on our eye. And if you didn't use the Tarte palette and you use some other matte bronzer, you can totally use that as well for your transition shade. No need to go pick up another palette. Just using a light fluffy brush, you can use any fluffy brush. Just press that right where you would put your normal transition shade. I put my transition shades right above my crease.
And this really just gives a little bit of shape to the eye.
And so before I do anything else, I'm going to take a... this lighting is going to kill me. So after we have that transition shade, you can literally pick any highlight you want. You can pick one you already put on your face. You can pick one to add a little bit of color to the look. If you have like a champagne look and you want to add a little bit of peachiness to the eye, you can honestly even use your blush. If it had a little bit of sheen to it, you can add that too. I really like this shade in here, Fire. This is also the Tarte palette, but this bronzer or this highlight is a little too deep for my skin tone, so I just really like using it as a eyeshadow. So I'm just going to take that, rub it all over my finger, and just put it right on my lid. And this is really going to be like the star of the show. You can even push it up a little bit into the transition shade. And I'm just going to add a little bit more transition shade just to make sure those two colors blended together nicely and there's no harsh lines. So I'm just going to take one last time from this palette. This palette is a really good palette. I got it for my birthday, so I'm trying to get as much use out of it as I can. This highlight right here, Strobe, is a little too light for me on its own. I like mixing it with either Lit or Stunner, but it's also a really good inner corner highlight. So I'm just going to pop that in there right now. Alright, so now that that's popped in the inner corner, we are almost done. Curler. I'm just going to curl my eyelashes real quick. Alright, now that my eyelashes are curled, I'm going to go in with my Tarte Tarteiste mascara. Alright, so I'm going to let my mascara dry and I'm going to go grab my lip color. The thing with this eye look is it's so minimal. You could literally do any freaking lip color you want. You could do a pop of color, you could do red, you could do purple, you could do pink, you could do a gloss, you could do a nude. But just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to keep it very monochromatic. So I will be right back. Alright, so for today's look, I'm just going to go in with my Tarte Lip Paint in the shade Homeslice. I got this in my Boxy Charm and I've really been liking it, but the thing is, it is super drying, and not just drying, but it really makes your lips crusty. So what I like to do is I put a lip balm on before. It still will dry down completely matte, and once you put it on, it literally feels like there's nothing on your lips. So I would recommend a lip balm with it, but that's just me. Alright, so last step of this entire Glow Girl makeup tutorial is, of course, setting spray. Just like anything else, you want your makeup to last. You could go in with a matte or illuminating setting spray, but obviously since we're going with the dewy theme, I'm going to throw on some illuminating setting spray. This is the Cover FX illuminating setting spray, and we're just going to douse it all over. Alright guys, and that is it. This is the look. This is the glowy You Glow Girl, You Get That Glow Girl makeup look. It's super minimalistic. It's simple. It could go from day to night. Honestly, I wore this the other day and I went out later and I just added like a wing liner and some falsies, and you have like a nighttime look. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.